This has gone down in history as one of the most memorable and insane moments for a fandom. I mean, this is insane. We have to talk about it. What's up guys, welcome to Superwise. I'm John, and yeah, the Avengers Doomsday cast has fully been revealed and it's insane. And why it's insane is because the majority of the surprises are of the OG Fox X-Men cast. I've said it before, but the Fox X-Men movies, I have them in a very special place in my heart. I grew up with them. I used to watch the early X-Men movies religiously. Now growing up is realizing that it wasn't a great adaptation of the source material, but we did get great films within this era, and we got some very cool interpretations and iterations of certain characters. A lot of potential, but it's childhood, so ultimately, I'll always love this era. So the fact that so many of these actors are returning decades later, it's surreal and it's beautiful, it's nostalgia bait, and I'll take it. So breaking it down, we have Professor X, Patrick Stewart is back, which is cool, but what's even cooler is that Ian McKellen returns as Magneto. A legendary duo, you can't have one without the other, so the fact that they're coming back after all these years, at the age that they are, they're still doing this, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I'm happy. Seeing Kelsey Grammer pop up in the Marvels was super cool. He was perfect casting then, he's perfect casting now, the design is perfect. Beast has always been one of my favorite X-Men members, so when he's back, I'm a happy camper. I've been asking and waiting for Alan Cumming to return as Nightcrawler. I mean, that opening White House set piece is still one of the best in any comic book movie. He just nailed the role, and I was bummed that he didn't return for any X-Men sequels after X2. I believe it was because of the makeup that he didn't want to come back, but now with CGI going the Beast route, you know, you get around that and we get more of his Nightcrawler in particular. I'm absolutely ecstatic that he's back. Speaking of being ecstatic, James Marsden officially returns as Cyclops. I was freaking out. He's such great casting, but they wasted him. They disrespected the character of Cyclops. He's the leader of the X-Men. So you know Marvel Studios is gonna put him in the comic accurate suit. They're gonna glow him up. They're gonna make him the leader. It's gonna be a treat for the eye to see. My man's finally gonna get justice. Oh man, I cannot wait. Rebecca Romijn returning as Mystique is such a fun one. I didn't really think that was gonna happen. That's a very fun and pleasant surprise, and Channing Tatum is back as Gambit. I love Channing Tatum as an actor. He was hilarious in Deadpool and Wolverine, so more of his Gambit, the better. So currently, that's all the cast members returning from the X-Men side of things. I definitely think they left out a few names, like you can't convince me that Hugh Jackman isn't gonna reunite with some of his old buddies here. You can't convince me that Strange and Spider-Man aren't gonna show up in this movie, but we got a large majority of the cast here, and it's super exciting. To see the reunions and the dynamics is gonna be so fun. Even outside of the X-Men, you got the Fantastic Four crossing over with the Avengers and X-Men. You got Loki back in the mix. We know Chris Hemsworth is gonna be in this movie as well, so their reunion, their dynamic, to see how much Loki's changed, how much he loves his brother, it could be an incredible emotional beat for the film, and I'm just excited to see a lot of these dynamics and a lot of these plot points. Now, I do have legitimate concerns. I'm not gonna let all this excitement, blind me from concerns that I have. The Russos outside of the MCU have not hit at all. This movie could easily be overstuffed and certain characters could not get their character development that they need. The fact that Marvel Studios is jumping right into their next Infinity War Endgame event without having done the work of the initial, 6, 8 members of the new Avengers. We haven't properly established the new team, we're not fully invested in them. We haven't gotten those smaller scale missions to get to know this team. The first new Avengers film in years has so many X-Men in it. These are natural concerns and questions that I have with these next 2 films. Can they stick the landing? But bottom line, I am willing to let them cook, and only time will tell to see how this works out. But tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about this huge reveal? Who are you most excited to see in this film? Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That'll be all for me. Remember my catchphrase, guys. Stay super wise.